2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Inside Leather Podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie from New Jersey. We are presented by Golficity. With me, as always, my man, Jeremy, the producer. Deuce, what's cooking?
What is going on, Masters Week?
Woo!
I'm finally feeling it.
I'm telling you, it's finally here, folks. It took a while to get the juices flowing from the recent November Masters or October, whenever the hell it was recent. But I'm finally there. I know we talked about it 2 weeks ago that there was a last week and the week before, a little lack of build-up, you know?
Feeling.
And but now I'm ready because the week is here, folks. And today is the day when you're seeing this. I bet you the first couple people are teeing off. So we got a lot of stuff for you today. We're going to go through a few things. We got another little segment going on here with the ITL, what are we calling it here?
Bets.
No, it's not ITL Bets. It's ITL Action. ITL Action. We're going to get a little interactive with you guys.
ITL Sportsbook.
So it's basically a sports book. We got to have a little criteria for you later on. We're going to throw out a couple over-unders. We're going to have you guys interact with us. We're going to have you either call in on the call-in number and leave your picks, or you could leave them in the comments below on any of the platforms, preferably the YouTube one just because it's easier for us. And let us know what you think, and we're going to be winners going to be getting a prize. So we're going to get through that in a minute. But first, folks, do us a favor. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Hit notifications if you would. We'd appreciate it if you check in with us and see what's going on. It's a comedian's take on golf. That's kind of what we do here. We go a little back and forth. We're loud. We're not you're not your conventional golf podcast. We dabble in a few other things like movies and gambling and all this other type of stuff. Football as well. Baseball. Now that it's baseball season. If you're a fan, if you're already subscribed, thanks for coming back. We love having you.
Drop a comment.
Drop a comment below. Call in number 732-374-3925. I'll be repeating it throughout the episodes because we got some feedback from a few people who listen to us on the iTunes and the Spotify and as a podcast, and they want to know what the number is. But the number is going to be living down here in the corner. See, there's a little outlet there, but that outlet will be covered up the entire show with the call-in number. So if you're checking us out on YouTube, you can see it right there. Give us a call and let us know what's going on. I know we have a couple of calls to get to. But yeah, we're going to be talking about a quick recap of the Valero real fast, talk about our friend Jordan Spieth. We're going to go into the preview of the Masters. We're going to give some odds. We're going to give our picks. We're going to give a long shot. We're going to go through that. We're going to go through the ITL, what did I call it? ITL
Sportsbook?
No, it's not Sportsbook. Jesus, I keep ITL Action. ITL Action. It's brand new. I just wrote it down, so forgive me for forgetting the name of the
ITL Golf
segment.
Book?
ITL Action, we're going to be calling it. We're going to go through that. It's going to take some time. We're going to talk about Masters. We're going to talk about how excited we are about getting this thing going here. And then we might have a little rapid fire thing later on. We're going to start that too. A few new segment things that we're trying out here. Let us know what you think about them, and we'll go through it. I think we should go through the phone calls first. Yeah. Get those people some shout outs, get them out on the air, see what they have to say, and then we'll go into a little word from our friends over at Teletake. So go ahead, let's get to the calls.
Yeah, so we did have some problems last week, but I just got to disclose that is fixed. I was on the phone hours and hours on the phone with these people that we run the service with. So we got that all fixed and squared away. So here comes the first one from
Why, we lost a few calls?
Supposedly people were calling in, but I wasn't getting them. So I called the service up. I go, listen, what's going on here?
You got on the phone with Google?
Yeah.
And said, hey, Google, what's going on here?
Google Voice.
Google Voice. Like, what are we doing here?
Started chatting them. That was getting me nowhere, so I just called the customer service number, and here we go.
All right, good. So we should be up and running.
Yeah, I got Damian Jackson calling about his story on hitting up somebody in Vegas.
Hey, this is Damian Jackson calling about my story of hitting up into somebody.
My man Damian Jackson.
We're down in Vegas. Me and my guys are foursome. We're about to tee off. Cart lady comes and says, hey, you guys can go ahead and go. The group in front of you is going to let you play through because they're playing slow, having fun. Don't worry about it.
Okay. It's Vegas.
We said, fine.
It's normal.
We go on and tee off. And then all of a sudden, they're all mad and angry, and why are we hitting into them? And we're like, well, you told the cart lady that we could play through. She comes around on her next turn. All 8 of us are talking. She's like, yeah, you said they could play through. They're looking stupid. They're ready to kick their ass. And nothing happened, of course. Everybody was good. And then they decided to buy us drinks at the 19th hole.
Oh, all right.
That's the only time you do it. When
you
have some type of permission or something. Don't hit into people.
Nah.
The Philly book is that you don't want to try and kill somebody.
You can kill them. You can kill somebody.
Hit them straight and keeping it Sacramento.
My man, Damian Jackson, appreciate the call, buddy. Yeah, I mean, that's, did the cart girl just not know what's going on? Did she misconstrue what they said? I don't know. I don't know. Was she talking about maybe the group that was behind them instead of the group that was in front? There was some miscommunication, obviously, going on there. But yeah, they felt like they had permission. I wonder if they got close to anybody. That would have been I wonder if they came close to hitting somebody because, but if you're not expecting someone to hit up on you, those are fighting words. So that ball rolls up on you and you know that it was like on purpose. Mm-hmm. Like if you're playing through, let's just say I wave a group through and I don't let my other people in my group know that I'm letting them play through, and all of a sudden they get surprised with a ball going over their heads or rolling up on them. That could cause some issues. People get fired up with that. I would start screaming.
I got a confession.
You did it again?
Yesterday.
Oh, come on. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
What do you want?
It was low-key
Come on. Don't give the podcast a bad name now out there.
But it was by accident, though. It was really by
accident. What, did you think that they were 320 away, but they were only 280 and you crushed one?
I thought I was clear on a par 5. It was at East Orange. So you know how East Orange...
East Orange is a tricky course. Because was it that new par 5, the one that whips around?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't see somebody at the bottom of the hill?
No, sir.
All right. Well, that's a different story. But did you tee off first?
No. I teed off third.
You teed off third.
Yeah.
Obviously, the longest hitter in the group.
Yeah, we were a threesome, so I teed off
threesome,
last.
so you teed off last.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other two people obviously didn't come close.
Was it
a blind shot? Because I know that beautiful hole that it used to be a par 4 and a par 3. They ended up combining the two and making it a long par 5 with a short par 3 after it. Or before it, either way, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it kind of loops down. It goes down into the valley a little bit. I let it eat on that hole. That hole is great because you could hit that slope and you could roll.
So I literally just put it over the trees, and when I get up to I was really close to the green, and they were there, and I was like, oh, sorry, when I was walking up, they were like, you came this close to hitting us, and I said, oh, sorry, I didn't see you guys. And then they really snobbed me. I was like, oh, I just want to let you know.
Okay. Well, you did. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
It's and that's huge. It's nowadays. Okay, I think people. It's not what you say. All right, it's how you say it, and it's always been that way. I think years ago, growing up in the old school, so to speak, it's how you approach somebody. Like if you go up to somebody and make a joke and say, "Hey guys, I'm a little too close. I apologize. I didn't think I was going to hit it that good." I think that, you're going to get a little bit of, it's going to be all right. But when you have that snob, oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Give me a little Red Bull action. You're telling me I'm a little low on the energy right now. But yeah, it's all about how you talk to people, and the snobby remarks. People get a little too loose these days. People get a little too loose with the way that they speak. They're offended on everything, but they don't just let you know it in a nice way. It's almost like years ago, if you talk the way the kids talk nowadays, if you talked that way 20 years ago, you were just getting your ass kicked.
Right.
And people were just throwing fists back then. Now everybody's afraid. Everybody's afraid of getting sued and all that crazy shit. Now,
I'm throwing fists.
You're not throwing fists. Come on, will you stop? But no, all right, yeah. All right, well, David, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Let's hit another one. Who else we got?
Oh, I got another story for you.
We got another story?
Quick little
quick
action.
one. All right, go ahead.
Bro, I'm Saturday. I'm playing with somebody.
I still haven't gotten out yet, and you've played like fucking 50 rounds.
Times.
Go ahead. This is nuts. Go.
I'm playing with somebody, and we were a two-some. They were a two-some. We ended up combining. On the 9th hole, he hits like 30 shots on the par 5, and he goes, when he putts out, he doesn't even make it. He goes, par.
This was obviously the person in the other group.
Right.
Okay.
Par.
Don't you want though? See, that's the thing. I understand the idea of wanting to, tell people you're a better golfer than you are.
And another story for you.
But if you're hitting that many shots, if you're going off, and you just have a terrible hole, just take a double par and move on. Not for nothing. You don't want to ruin. You can't say par on a 5 when you got 20 shots locked.
Right.
Like, you can't do that. Like, you're only hurting yourself because now if you do play for money, you're never going to win any.
This was the same guy who, on the same hole, where I hit up on somebody, and he was like, I'm just going to hit up onto him anyway.
Wait, say this again?
He said that he was going to purposely hit up on these people in front of us. Like, and then.
Wait, the guy that was snottily, they gave you the snide comment back when you hit on them.
No. The guy in my group that joined us. He said, I'm going to hit up on them anyway. They're playing slow. He hits the ball, doesn't come anywhere close. He goes, oh, my God, I think I hit them.
And you're watching the ball like Nate.
And I go, bro, no, you did it. They're on the other side of the creek. And you're on this side.
So this guy joined you after you had this little altercation?
No, before.
So you were a twosome with a third.
Right, and that's how we got the third.
So he was there when you had that back and forth.
Yes, correct.
And he was he like trying to be
60 yards behind.
Was he trying to? Oh, so he didn't actually hear the.
No, I'm saying on the same hole. He was like, I'm gonna hit up onto him anyway. And they were after the creek, and he hit the ball. He hit it. He was like, "Oh my God, I think I came close." I go, "Bro, you're before the creek. They're after the creek."
Take it easy, guy.
And then that fueled me up. I go, "You want to see someone fucking hit up on him?"
And you did it?
I didn't do it. I didn't hit up on him purpose because I thought they were on the green, so I was just gonna put one close.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Go ahead. Another caller. Next call. Who else we got?
This is Ryan from Scranton, New Jersey. Scranton, Pennsylvania.
From Scranton, Dunder Mifflin. What's up?
Dunder Mifflin.
What's up? Michael Scott.
Is this app giving me problems?
No, not again. Come on.
1 second. Technical difficulty. Say something.
Who's the name of this caller?
Brian from Scranton.
Brian from Scranton. All right, let's see. Play a little golf up there at Scranton.
Well, we may have some.
Can you read the transcribe at least?
Kinda.
Hey, Ronnie and Deuce, it's Brian from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to call up and give you guys a what's up. Love the show. Been listening for a while. Love the guys at Golficity as well. I also was the one that mentioned that you guys should do a returning piece to the show with Anthony Brodeur and find out about how his season went and everything because, love the Devils and Marty, you're the man. So, but I was listening to the podcast this week. I'm a little late to it, but I thought I read something online that talked about Bryson and how he wanted a little more spin with the driver because some of the balls he was hitting was really low spin and he was worried they were just dying out of the air. I can't remember, but I want to say that's why he went to that driver. But you never know. But I do believe that it's hurting Cobra right now. But guys, keep doing what you're doing. We love it, and I'll call back again. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.
That was cool. That was Brian. Brian from Scranton, PA. Appreciate you calling in, buddy. That's awesome. He touched on a few things there, right? He touched on the Bryson DeChambeau switching drivers, and that makes a lot of sense. He was getting not enough spin with the. But I mean, if you're selling a driver, right? I don't think you want a lot of spin on it. You want to get the low spin because your misses are going to be, you're going to be a little bit better dispersion. You're going to be a little tighter. So if you're an amateur golfer, maybe that's better for you. But he obviously was feeling like he was losing distance because he's not shanking balls.
But the discussion was that the banter that me and you were talking about was that Bryson won a tournament with the old driver, the 20.
Right. But and he's talking why he made the switch back to the bag, and he found that it was. I think that's great. I mean, and we felt like it had to be something like that. There was something that,
right, yeah.
But hearing that makes a lot of sense to me because the new technology, they're trying to lower the spin. They don't want to have a lot of spin on it because then if you shank one to the right, if you slice one, you got a lot of spin on that driver. It's going to spin out of control. It's going to be 50 yards instead of 40 yards or 30 yards out of bounds.
Forgiving driver.
Right. So that kind of makes more sense. He's looking for maximum distance, so he might want that spin higher. But I'm sure that there's some tweaks they can do to it. Yeah. I wonder if there's an update on that, if he actually has gone back or what he's going to be using this week at the Masters.
The Masters, yeah. But an update on Anthony Brodeur. I know he's been playing in a bunch of qualifying events. I've been following him. I've been reaching out to him. I actually, when I went to Florida, I tried meeting up with him, but he was busy. But no, he's doing good. He's working his tail off, man. I see him posting stuff every day on how he's on the golf course. His practice regimen is pretty cool. He plays like little games to like practice.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. But he's doing good. He tried to qualify for the Dominican Republic event. He tried to qualify for the event in Mexico, not Mexico. One of the, I forget which one, but I know he's played in 2 qualifying events, but he came up short in the.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, we got to check back with our buddy Anthony. We got to find out what's going on. Another fellow Devil fan, my man Brian from Scranton. We got to have him back on the show, maybe.
Well, we're playing golf with him. Don't forget it. Essex County.
We are definitely going to be playing golf with him at some point for sure. Maybe June-ish. June might be a good time for that. So maybe I'm pumped up. When So Sunday for the Masters. Actually, I'm going to be in Disney.
this Sunday? Today?
Yeah, I'm gonna be next Sunday. Well, yeah. Well, this airs on Thursday, so
I wish you would have told
on
me.
Sunday I'm leaving to go to Disney.
We should have shot 2 episodes this week. But all right, cool.
Yeah, we are gonna shoot 2 episodes this week, maybe
Right.
on Friday.
Oh,
Hopefully on Friday we could book the studio here. So we got to find out from Frank and Mike if Friday's available. Because I'd like to do that. So yeah. So anyway, so that's good. What else? We got one more call. So thanks again, Brian. Appreciate it. Scranton, Dunder Mifflin.
yeah. This is from Eddie, our main man, Eddie.
Eddie, main course.
Boys, it's Eddie from Chicago. First off, chicken and waffle, solid option. You can have it with a fork. You
Chicken
can have
and
a little bit of a
waffles.
sandwich on the go. Perfect option for you on that one, Ronnie. So my question for you, bud, is this summer I've got a Pinehurst/Myrtle Beach trip coming.
Oh.
Pinehurst first, followed by Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
Knowing that you are the Coastal Carolina official greeter, welcomer, face of the franchise, I don't know how we can call it.
yeah.
When I'm down there, Myrtle Beach, what is the spot I need to play? Because I need to book a tee time soon and need to know where to go. Ronnie, Jeremy, love the show as always, guys. Remember,
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
I know you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say World Tour all
course.
day. All tour. World Tour for sure is a must, Eddie. And if you have another round there, depending on how much money you want to spend, I mean,
South Carolina Country Club's a nice one.
There's a
Myrtle Beach Country Club.
Myrtle Beach Country Club, but Barefoot. Barefoot is dope. Barefoot's a good one. We gotta call me offline. Call me offline, Eddie. I'll give you a couple more suggestions. But here's one that you have got to do. You have got to make your way to North Myrtle Beach. All right, you got to go into North Myrtle Beach, and you need to go to the Waterway House, Sports and Spirits. The Waterway House. It's my buddy's restaurant and bar. It's beautiful.
Tell him
all right?
Ronnie from New Jersey.
Tell him Ronnie from New Jersey sent you, Eddie. My buddy Timmy will take care of you. He's from Connecticut. He'll take care of you big time. Great, the best pizza in Myrtle Beach, hands down by far, not even close. It's bar pie, it's thin pie. He's got the buffalo wing pizza is phenomenal. All the pizzas are good. All the food is really good. It's like he's got like a little Italian restaurant kind of attached to a sports bar, but it's nice. It's clean. It's new. He's got TVs all over the place. It's very, very good place. So shout out to my buddy Tim Monaco over there from Connecticut down at North Myrtle Beach, Waterway House. Wine and Spirits, I think it's called. Spirits and Sports, something like that. It's the Waterway House, though. Look for that. It's on Highway 17 Business, and check him out. Tell him that Ronnie from New Jersey sent you. But definitely World Tour. My favorite golf course there. Eddie, you would love it. You would love it. You got the Amen Corner. You got the 18 at Andrews. You got the little bridge going over the thing. It's just absolutely cool to just kind of feel like you're scoring on those holes. So I would definitely do that. World Tour for sure.
So you got your American famous tracks on the front, your U.S.
Well, no, they changed it. They kind of jumbled them up. It used to be 2 different 18s. Okay, it used to be an international 18 and a domestic 18. But I think because of, the downswing in golf and it was just getting a little bit too much to maintain, they combined the two. So it's just 18 holes and it's sprinkled. You got one from right here in New Jersey, a couple from New Jersey. One of them from not Pinehurst, Pine Valley. Pine Valley. One of the holes from Pine Valley is there. But there's a hole from Pinehurst there. We went through the gamut when we talked about World Tour. It's definitely the most fun. There are better courses. But this one's just an experience. It's just a lot of fun. If you're with your boys, it's a cool thing to do. See how you do on Amen Corner. See how you do on 17 at Sawgrass. See how you do at 18 at Andrews. And you can make individual bets on every hole. They give you the breakdown of every hole prior to the hole on the tee box. You can read about it. Who had the best score on that hole? What was the moment? Whatever. But it's really, really, really sharp. They got the good carts with the GPS in the carts. It's just a really, really, really fun round. It's just a fun round.
Expensive?
No, not really. I used to play it for free because I had all the connections down there. But it was like, back then it was like 50. I'm going to say probably it's around 75 around now, maybe 100. I doubt it, though. I'm sure I'm running around 75 around with the cart, which is, pretty standard for around here. We play some public courses for that much money around here.
More.
But that's good. So thanks, Eddie, my man, over there. Check out Main Course, right? My man, follow him on Instagram. Eddie does some crazy shit. Eddie does a lot of reviews for Golficity. So check out our friend Eddie. What else we got? That's it. Those are the 3 calls, and we lost a few. So if you're one of the people who lost, if you have been watching the show and you called in and you didn't hear we play them all, folks. We play them all. If like Stu said, we had a little technical difficulties with a few. So if you were one of the ones that we missed, please do us a favor, call back because we'd love to have you into the show. But yeah, so right now I think now's a good time to kind of take a break real fast. Quick word from our friends over at Towel Tag. We'll be right back. You all know how we love our friends over at Towel Tag. Not only are they the best damn towel holder on the market, but they're also introducing the Hole-in-One Club. And here's how it works. You head over to toweltag.com, all right? You upload anything you got, pictures, dates, times, scorecards, whatever you got. You got a picture of the ball in the hole with your foot, a little foot in the picture, They're going to enshrine you on the Wall of Fame at that Towel Tag headquarters, and they're going to commemorate this amazing feat with a towel tag, customized with everything you want on it to show your friends, your playing mates, your partners, whatever, that you, and only you, have had a hole-in-one. I had one. No witnesses, but we're not going to tell anybody that. I had one. If you had one, contact Towel Tag on the website, toweltag.com. Be sure to enter coupon code ITL for exclusive deals and offers, right, whenever you're there. But check them out, folks. We love our Towel Tag. It's the best damn towel holder on the market, folks. I said it once. Get that country club feel without paying for the country club with our friends at toweltag.com. Now back to the show. All right, folks, and welcome back to the show. Our friends at Towel Tag. I mean, I'm telling you right now, they got some master stuff going on right now. You can get a master's Towel Tag. You can do a whole bunch of stuff at Towel Tag. Don't forget the Hole-in-One Club like we just talked about. And, check them out, folks. Tell them that we sent you. Hashtag ITL or coupon code ITL. Just straight ITL. No hashtag. I take that back. But, yeah, we love our friends over at Towel Tag. We got a video coming out now. We're going to have it done this week, right? When this is airing, we're going to have it we'll have it done this week, right? It's all shot. It's all ready to go. I still got to do the voiceover on that. We're going to get that out to you guys. It'll be out next week. We think it's a good one. So, again, shout out to our friends at Towel Tag. I'm also wearing the Woodist. I'm wearing my Woodist official watch. So check them out on Etsy.com. Go to the Woodist official on Etsy.com and pick up a watch. Again, makes for a great gift. It's super light, super comfortable, and it's all made of wood. It's good. It's good for you. Check it out. But that's paying the bills. Now we're going to roll over and we're going to talk about Jordan Spieth. My man, Jordan Spieth. I'm feeling it. I'm so happy for this kid. I am. Philly Bookie brought it to our attention that he had an injury, a fracture, a bone, something or other in his hand that didn't really get a lot of play, didn't really get out there into the world. And
I don't see a lot of people talking about that.
No, I don't know where the hell he read it, but it makes sense.
It does.
It doesn't make sense that we haven't heard about it. But it makes sense that that's why he fell off the deep end.
Absolutely.
Because, you're not having a hand, you know what I mean? You're not swinging with the torque that these guys are swinging and the impact, the pounding that your hands are taking. Jeremy's having some problems with his microphone. It keeps hitting him in the face. You got to tighten it, cuz you got to really your fingers, and that's not where it's got to tighten. You got to tighten it here at the elbow. That's the thing that's sliding up on you, not the other piece. That piece does nothing. Yeah, you're not even remotely tight. You're going the wrong way, too, by the way. Righty-tighty, cuz.
Where's my way?
You're going...
Right.
You are. Okay. All right. See? There you go. A little better. Now tighten that piece right there and keep the cock of the microphone. It keeps it cocked nice at that angle. Anyway, but again, yeah, happy for Jordan Spieth. He took won by 2 strokes. Now, there wasn't a tremendous amount of players in the field, at least down at the end of the old Valero Texas Open. So it's on his normal grass. He's from Texas. It was nice. It was nice to see him get back into the flow. He's been playing great golf. He just hasn't been able to close. I don't know. People talk about how hard it is to win back-to-back on the PGA Tour, but I tell you right now, Spieth's he's in the mix right now for this Masters. He's been consistently playing well. He finally got the monkey off his back. He's got his first win, won by 2 strokes. I think Lee Westwood was probably the only other. I think he finished T6. Right?
Gary Woodland.
Woodland. What did I say?
Lee Westwood.
No, Gary Woodland finished T6. So, that was pretty much really the only notable. In the top 10 of this event. But everybody's kind of getting ready for the Masters, so I think a lot of people take last week off to really get down to Augusta. The whole stuff going on in Georgia is crazy. I don't want to talk about it. It's making me sick. But they're there. They're there getting ready for the Masters, and that's what it's all about. So Jordan said, you know what, I'm gonna go. I need to break through, and he did just that. So he's looking fantastic. I think he's definitely. Oh, I know for a fact he's, tied for. Him and Bryson are both 11-1, so we're going to get into the odds in a minute. But I think he is coming around at the right time. I think he's got everything working again. I'm excited. I'm excited for Jordan. I really am. I like him. He's got that it factor.
Yeah.
He's got that it factor. He's got that killer instinct. He had a little bit of a lull, but look, I mean, even Tiger had a little bit of a lull here and there, But if it was the injury, like Philly Book had said that he read that it was, if that is the truth, then it's totally understandable. When he was getting a lot of heat, people were talking about sponsors dropping him and all this other stuff because he hasn't done a damn thing.
Right.
But if it was just the injury that kind of lingered, and maybe he tried rehabbing, and then
6 years
it was getting worse. What's that?
6 years in the making.
What do you mean?
As far as like coming back.
No, it hasn't been that long.
2015. No.
No, he's what?
Jordan Spieth?
It hasn't been that long since he was dominating.
It was 2015, no?
I think it was 2016, 27. I mean, it was probably like just the last 2 years. Look into that. If I find out what's going on with how long. When did he lose the Masters on that par 3 that he just completely on the back nine of Sunday just screwed it all up? Anyway, amen corner. So I'm excited for Jordan. I really am. I think he's somebody that can kind of carry that torch. He's that dominant. He's that good under pressure. Hopefully it was just this injury and he's got things figured out. It sure as hell looks like he does, folks. It really does. He's playing great. I think he's definitely gonna be in the mix here late on Sunday.
Yep.
He saw what it's like to get back in the winner's circle. I don't think he's going to want to leave. I think he's back here for good.
Absolutely.
So the Masters are starting today. People are teeing off. There's one. We might get a. I don't know if you heard that. You probably didn't hear that. You did hear that a little bit, and I hope we don't get any copyright infringements. My ringtone is "Who Can It Be Now?" But 80s song. Anyway, So talking about this Masters, getting excited about it. Obviously, there's no Tiger, so that kind of sucks. I know DJ's the defending champ.
Right.
He's also the odds are winner. 2017, right? Yeah. So
4 years.
So 18, 19, 20. Really like 3 years of, 1 year COVID, whatever. And again, this whole year he's been playing great golf. He really has been. So, it was about a 2-year layoff, And again, that first year he probably was trying to fight through it. He was trying to just rehab it and rest it and then maybe realized they needed surgery on it. Who the hell knows? Like I said, they haven't said anything about this, which, I mean, you don't want to make excuses, and I appreciate that he's not making excuses, but on the same token, it's not really making an excuse. Hey, guy, I got a hand injury. I had to get some surgery. That's not really making an excuse.
Yeah, listen, I'm happy he's back. Man, he was in such a bad place in his head, and the way he was acting on course, it started not to look good. He had this bad attitude, and it was almost like he was sour apples. But I'm happy he's won. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy he's in the mix because again, he is like that Tiger effect. If he's in the mix, everyone's watching just because he can spark at any given moment and just go off. He can absolutely just go off and he can literally just turn around his game in a heartbeat. Yeah,
he could rip the field away. He could just go on his tears. I mean, look what he did back in 14, 15, and 16. I mean, it was just the Jordan Spieth show. Everyone's like, he's the next Tiger, da-da-da-da-da. And then Tiger makes his way back after all the stuff he went through, and then obviously now the injury. Have we got an update? Have you seen anything about Tiger?
Yeah, I know he's home.
He's home. I mean, it's been what, a couple months now? I mean, he's probably still not even really walking around yet, which is crazy. We had Dr. David Perna on the show right after the whole accident with Tiger, and he was kind of giving us an outlook on how long we're looking, and it doesn't look great. Hopefully hopefully for him and for his children and everything, and for the rest of his life, he's able to walk again and maybe play casually. Will he ever make it back to dominance in the world? I'm not very confident in that. I'm not willing to put money on it that he's going to win another major. He might not even play golf again, let alone competitively. Knowing Tiger, he's going to work his ass off, and if it's possible with him. Some of these super athletes, they heal differently. The work ethic, the determination that they have, that they go through things, the way they do things, it's just different.
Well, they heal differently because they're super healthy about their body, and they spend millions of dollars just on their bodies alone. Look at someone like LeBron James, who came out publicly and said there was something that said that he spent $2 million on his body in a single year.
Of course, I mean, and that's why. Look at Tom Brady. The reason he's playing well into his 40s. Look how long dominant Michael Jordan was. These people, they're built differently. They're the competitive nature, the way they think, the way they work. Kobe Bryant is another one that it's just, you hear stories about how insane these people they are. They're almost like they're mental. They're mental. Like you have to. It's a very, very few people can have the ability and the talent, and then you pair it with the work ethic. LeBron James was a great one. Michael Jordan was one. Derek Jeter was another. These people were just consistent. They competed. They just did it. The Tiger Woods, obviously. I mean, you name it. You name the tops of every sport, and that's basically what you're going to get. You're going to get people that have the talent and have the work ethic to get there. Now, can Tiger? Yes. If there's anyone that can do it, it's Tiger. Does it still look, again, even making it back to be playing competitive golf is one thing. Making it back to being the top 10 in the world and competing for majors. If anybody could do it, it's Tiger, but I'm nervous. Yeah. I'm nervous. I mean, it doesn't feel like, it's something feels like it's missing. We should be having Tiger competing right now, and that sucks.
So I figured out why we're not pumped to the Masters is because there's no Tiger this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of it. That's a lot of it. But we do have a lot of stars. There are a lot of stars in the game.
But that plays a big factor in the reason I think
does.
that we're not super pumped. Not that we're not pumped for it, but
it just feels different.
Feels different.
It just feels different, and it's not bad. It's not good. It is what it is. You have a lot of young stars. You got the Colin Morikawas. You got the Bryson DeChambeaus. You got the Jordan Spieth coming back and back in the winner's circle. You got the whole JT thing. DJ. I mean, the Rorys are still around. The Finals are coming up. You got Brooks is back being dominant. You need a villain. There has to be a villain, someone that you can't stand who wins all the time. You need a good guy that everybody kind of likes, and I think Jordan Spieth kind of is that good guy. I don't think DJ doesn't really have the charisma or the personality to kind of, it's DJ. Everybody respects him. Everyone knows that he's phenomenal. But Tiger had that it. He had the it factor. He had the work ethic. He had that killer instinct. And he obviously had the God-given talent. So, I mean, Spieth is the one I think everyone will cheer for. I think Bryson's kind of the one that most are going to be rooting against. Right. So that's good. I'd like to see that kind of grow a little bit more. It'd be great to having a Sunday at the Masters where DJ, Spieth, JT and all the top guys are going for it. Patrick Reed is the bad guy. I think Brooks kind of has a bad guy kind of vibe to him because he kind of says what he wants to say.
Yes and no.
I think overall, if you poll a bunch of people, I think that's here's the call-in number to give us a call and let us know who you think the new Batman and the Joker are in the golf world. If Tiger's no longer competing at a level, who's the guy that you're rooting for? Who's the guy that you're rooting against? Because you need some dominant people. You had the Phil and Tiger kind of battle. You had the Jack and the Arnies back in the day, and there's always been that. You had the Lakers and the Celtics. You had the Yankees and the Red Sox. You had the there's always got to be a good and evil. You got to have someone to root against, and you got to have someone to root for as a nation, right? And golf is kind of individual sport, so that's what it comes down to. I mean, I truly believe that the Brysons and the Reeds and the Brookses are the bad guys in my mind, and I think the Spieths, the JTs, Rahm kind of gives off a little bad guy vibe because he's a little bit of a hothead. He gets a little fired up, and I like that because that's the way I am. I like to see the emotion on people. So let's let us know and give us a call 732-374-3925. Call in, let us know who your good guy, bad guy kind of is, and let us know what you think about that. That'd be great. Also, let us know who you think's going to win, but we're going to get to that in a second. Here's a question I got for you for the Masters. Where's Ricky Fowler? Where's Ricky? Are you kidding me? How does he not qualify? This is the first major he's not playing in since 2010.
11 years.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I know we were kind of going through it a little bit before the show, but I want you to run down what it takes to get an invitation to the Masters. Okay, everybody kind of knows the normal ones. If you win a Masters, you get an invitation for life. If you're a Masters winner, if you're a major winner, if you win on PGA Tour from the last Masters to the next Masters in between, you get an automatic. We know Rickie's been struggling, so he hasn't done that. He hasn't won since the last Masters, and it's a little bit harder this year because the last Masters wasn't until November, right?
October or whatever.
Was it October? Why do I keep thinking it was November?
It might have been. It might have been November 7th.
I think it was November 7th.
That's
I
the
think
election,
it was. No? Yeah, it was. November 7th was a Tuesday, so I think it was.
Maybe the following week?
Anyway, either way, obviously it's a shortened span, so there weren't as many tournaments for you to win to be exempt.
Yeah.
But run down exactly, folks, this is going to blow your mind how many opportunities or how many ways to get an invite to the Masters. All right, run them down and let's say how the hell did Ricky not do any of these?
So
Go.
First off, Ricky was playing in the Valero Texas. This was the second time he was playing in his 10 year of playing golf, because he needed that win to qualify.
Right, he didn't have a choice. He
Right.
needed it.
So it is his second time playing at TPC San Antonio. Obviously, there are 18 criteria to make the Masters. Number one, obviously, being you win the Masters tournament, you're a lifetime exemption. Number two,
Boom.
past 5 U.S. Open champions. Number 3, past 5 British champions. Number 4, past 5 PGA champions.
So 5, 5, and 5.
Right.
Okay, so if
So
you
that's
won any one of those three majors the last 5 years, you're exempt.
Right. Now we have the past 3 winners of the Players' Championship.
Okay.
Not a major, but also a big event on
A huge
tour.
event.
The
biggest non-major.
Right.
By far.
The current U.S. amateur champion and runner-up. Current
Okay.
British amateur champion.
Okay.
Current Asia.
No runner-up for the British?
No.
Okay.
Current Asia Pacific champion, amateur champion. Current Latin America amateur champion.
Okay.
Current U.S. mid-amateur champion.
Right, so throw all these out because
Right.
he's not an amateur. But go
Right.
ahead. It's good to know this. Go ahead.
The first 12 players in the previous year's Masters tournament, so 1 through 12. You get
Wait, 1 through 12 in the previous Masters. So
Placing.
you finished T12 or T11. You're in the next
Correct.
year. Go ahead.
Correct.
That's huge. That's huge. When you're up there and you're not in contention, but you birdie 18, you get a chance to finish T12 or that's huge. You get to come back next year. That's major. So go ahead.
Top 4 finishers in the previous year's U.S. Open, previous year's British Open, and previous year's PGA Championship.
Wait, say this again. Top.
4 finishers.
All right, so it's
3.
You get a 5-year exemption if you win one, right? 5 years out from your previous those 3 majors.
4-year.
And then the following year, if you finished in the top what?
12.
Top 12 of the Masters. But what are the other ones?
The top 4 finishers in the previous year's U.S. Open, British Open, and PGA Championship.
Okay, so the other 3 majors, you just got to finish in the top
4.
4. Okay, again.
Previous year.
The previous year, right. So when these players are playing, and you can't win, there's still a lot to play for.
Right.
Like, you have a good day on Sunday. You're right around 10. Someone's running away with it, like when Tiger was running away with these things. Now your focus is shifting to just getting into that top 4
Right.
so you can get – I mean, this is the granddaddy of them all.
There's still
Go
more.
ahead. Keep going. There's still more.
We've run through a lot, but there's still more. Winners of PGA Tour events from previous Masters to current Masters. That was the time we were talking about.
Right, that's what I said, right? Go ahead.
16 being those qualifying for the previous year's season-ending Tour Championship at Eastlake.
Wait, say that again? Top 16?
Those qualifying for the previous year's season-ending Tour Championship. The Tour Champion field is made up of the top 30 golfers in the FedEx Cup points. So if you qualify
Right,
for
so
that,
if you qualify for that, boom, you get into the – okay, go
that's
ahead.
just a way.
Right.
50 leaders of the final official world golf ranking.
Wow, he's not even in the top 50.
He's number 81.
Oh, Ricky.
The 50
Ricky! Go ahead.
50 leaders on the current official world golf ranking.
Wait. So what?
One's final, one's current.
Okay, so last year's final top 50
And
then the current top 50.
Yep.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
The
He didn't
field
finish
of the
last year in
Masters
top
is
50.
anywhere from 90 to 100 players.
So I wonder,
Bro,
you
what
know,
blows my mind is
there's
that
obviously wait.
18 ways.
18 ways.
You
There's-
take out all the amateurs. There's 12 ways.
No. The amateurs was what? There was North America, South America. There was Asia Pacific. There was European.
No,
That's 4.
So 12, really.
So I mean, yeah, really, yeah. You got about a good 15, about 13, 14 ways to get in if you're not an amateur. But so I wonder what is the cutoff, because, like, okay, so they're taking top 50. I would think that there might be some times where there's more than 100. I wonder what they would do if there's, like, if you have all those criterias and there's 110 people that make it, but they don't want to go over 100. I wonder what criteria would get wiped away, because it's not the amateur stuff, because that's like huge for the amateurs.
Well, think about it. If you're top 50 on the PGA Tour World Golf ranking, you're not. For example, DJ won last year's amateur. They're not. His criteria of entering is not the 50 leaders on the final.
Right? No. And that was the other thing I was saying, was that there's probably a lot of people that have multiple, hit a multiple of those. So it would. So that's incredible to me. How many chances, how many opportunities you have to get this invitation, and yet someone like Rickie. Look, we know he's been playing bad. We know he's in a slump, right? But I'm just shocked that he didn't fit one of those. And you're spot on. That's why he played last week in the Valero.
Second time playing in the Valero
ever. So he's never really had to. Right. The Valero's always right before the Masters. So that's always the one that people are, like, really struggling, because they got Spieth. Well, he must be in the top 50 because of all the times he's exempt. Oh, because he's won it in the past. Okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah, so your boys with Rickie Fowler, if it came down to Spieth and Rickie, it's almost like, hey, Rick, well, I'll give it to you to get you in the match. No, they're not doing that. But so he's exempt because he's a winner. Okay.
So so now it sort of raises a question mark in my head as to why Jordan Spieth will play, but I think that he's on a high right now. He's playing so good, he just wants to play more and more.
No, I do.
Think about it. When you're playing good, what's the next thing that you want to do?
You want to keep playing.
Exactly.
You don't want to stop playing. You want to keep going. And I think that he needed to get the monkey off his back. He's very familiar with the grass out there in Texas. Obviously, he's from Texas. We said that already. So I think for him, he wanted to, just keep. For him, it was like, look, I got to keep competing. I got to be able to put it all together on Sunday, and not blow it. He's had the 70. He's had like a 48, 64 hole lead. I mean, he's had some leads. Yeah. I mean, he's been doing well.
Pebble Beach.
Yeah. So I think for him, 54 hole leads in a while. He's coming to Sunday, and he's kind of tapered off a little bit, but he's still got a lot of top 10s, a lot of top 5s. So for him, I think he needed to just, it was another opportunity for him to prove to himself that he's all the way back and that he could close. But yeah, he's been playing great. I'm looking forward to watching a lot of Spieth this weekend.
Yeah.
See how he's going out. So a few people. So let's give me let's go through some odds. I don't have some of the long shots, but I have a long shot that a few people are talking about. I want to kind of get your take on. But we'll run down some of the odds right now. So DJ's obviously the projected favorite, right? He's 9-1 odds. All right, so that's $9 for every dollar you bet on him, right? JT is second with 10-1. Spieth and Bryson DeChambeau come in at 11-1.
Bro, when's the last time you seen Spieth on top of a favorite to win a Masters?
It's been I gotta tell you, the last couple of events, majors, yeah, it's been a couple of years, but the last couple of weeks he's been on fire. So he's been in the top 10 odds as far as getting it done the last couple of weeks. But Bryson, it always comes back to driving at the Masters really doesn't mean anything. The Masters is all about placement on the greens, those approach shots into the greens, and putting. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's impossible to putt. I would assume that the conditions are back to what they normally are. I don't think we're going to see any brown spots on the green like we did back in November, which was very odd to see. But I'm real curious to see how Bryson does, and if our caller was correct, talking about the spin on the driver. Was that was Scranton?
Yes, sir.
That was Brian from Scranton. I'm curious to see what driver Bryson's playing with, because I don't know. Do you want spin on this course? You need to hit fairways. So I think maybe he's not going to be looking for that extra roll, because this is typically a very short course. I believe last year the driving average was Bryson. He won the driving average, and this is kind of getting into what we're going to be getting into next. But I'll give you a little bit of help for some of the people out there. Last year was only 324. 324 was the driving distance average, so the top of the charts, and that was Bryson DeChambeau. And
We'll talk about that, though.
We'll talk about that later. I don't want to give too much away, but
42.
Bryson, I don't think that you want that spin.
No.
Because the fairways roll. I mean, everything is fast at this place, so I don't think necessarily you might want that lower spin driver. So I'm curious to see what driver he's going to be pulling out. Rahm's at 12-1. I love Rahm. I love Rahm in this tournament. I'm going to be putting a lot of money on Rahm. I think Rahm is one of my horses. One of my horses is Rahm for sure. Rory's at 14-1. He's a mess. I know he's one of the best in the world. Every time I see him, it's always like he's off the wagon.
He reminds me of the Yankees a lot.
What?
He reminds me of the Yankees.
How the fuck does he remind you of the Yankees?
Yeah, he's like a really good golfer, really good baseball team, just can never get it done. As of late. Yankees don't fucking hit. Don't even
no. Well, now listen. The Yankees are a whole different issue I got with the Yankees for sure. But
Aaron Judge needs to go. They need to find a new home for Aaron Judge. I'm done with him. Giancarlo Stanton to dump his contract.
Bro, the season just started. Stop.
They're paid to hit in New York.
Yeah, and they will. Forget, bro. Don't even talk about baseball till after the All-Star break. Which I don't even want to talk about the All-Star game in baseball. Jesus Christ, what the hell's going on in this world? All of a sudden now sports franchises are worried about voter politics. Just stop it already. Sports are sports. It's entertainment. All right? They keep dabbling the NBA with the China. I mean, it's just everybody's getting involved in social situations.
All right, so
go play the goddamn sport. It's entertainment, for Christ's sake. Holy shit. But no, so all right, so we got DJ 9-1, JT 10-1, Jordan Spieth and Bryson 11-1, Rahm is 12-1, Rory's 14-1, Xander Schauffele
21-1,
22-1. That's a huge jump. So from 14, Rory, Xavier is 22-1. Xander. Fuck, why do I always fuck his name up? Xander Schauffele 22-1. It is Schauffele, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one that I always get mixed up with?
I don't know.
Schauffele, and then the other one that's got a Schefter.
Scotty Scheffler?
Probably. Yeah, that confused me. Cantlay is 22-1 as well. Brooks, your boy Brooks, 25-1.
Best odds.
Look, he's got the killer instinct. We know that. He obviously has the game to win it.
Doesn't have a Masters under his belt.
He's got a lot of other majors. That's a good bet. 25-1 with Brooks. I mean, I don't know how is he healthy? I mean, you're a Brooks fan. I don't know anything about him.
I'm gonna get into that later.
Can't stand him. Later? What do you mean later? Well, later. I'm right now.
On our action segment.
Yeah, okay, but it doesn't matter. Tell me about how Brooks is doing right
now.
How's he playing lately?
6 weeks ago, he was my early pick to win the Masters. I said it on the show. We documented it. I even said, remember this point in time, that Brooks Koepka will win the Masters this year. And then they dropped the bomb that he's getting knee surgery. But he's ready to go for Masters this week. The only thing that scares me, when I said that 6 weeks ago, he was playing really, really well. He had just won the Waste Management, yada, yada, all that, this, that, and the other thing. And then he goes on this injury. And now this scares me because he has been playing golf. It's like maybe one of the first times he's playing golf in that knee. He's won with knee injuries before. But I don't know. I'm scared to take the odds.
I'd be scared too. Although 25-1, he is someone that can do it. I do think he obviously has the game to do it. The injury would scare me a little bit. He might be just somebody. Throw $10 on there. If he wins $250. If you win for a $10 bet, that might be just a little flyer. I might throw a little flyer on Brooksy to cover all the other action I'm going to be putting on the game. $250 if he does pull it out. Next is my man Patrick Reed, who's my villain in the game, obviously. At 28-1, I will definitely be putting $100 on my man Patrick Reed. I usually put $50, but I got a feeling I don't know why.
Did Patrick Reed win?
I think one, right?
Yeah, very good, very good.
But it doesn't matter. So he obviously has the game to win. We know he gets hot. He's always in contention. He's a big-time player. He's got the Michael Jordan, show up in big games, big moments. No moment is too big for him. Everybody who's been a fan of the show and has been with us for all six. Oh, by the way, Jim Burt, episode 64. This episode 64. Right. Yeah. Jim Burt, defensive lineman for the New York Giants from back in the 80s or the 86 Super Bowl and the 2000 Super Bowl. Jim Burt, number 64. I was a Jet fan, as you probably already know. So Joe Klecko was my guy. I wore number 73 because of Joe Klecko, who should be in the fucking Hall of Fame, by the way. Bullshit. Goddamn guy was an all-pro at 3 different positions. 3 different positions, all-pro. Bullshit. And half of his sacks were before they started keeping the goddamn stat of sacks. So, pissed off about my man Joe Klecko. But Jim Burt was a solid player, played alongside Lawrence Taylor for the Giants, and he had the tight jersey. He had a really, really tight jersey. It was just a big guy. I always followed the big guys because I was a big guy, and he played the same position as me. So Jim Burt, episode 64. But Patrick Reed, I think he's got a good shot. I'm going to be putting money down on him. Morikawa is also 28-1. And Finau is our man. Finau's 33-1. A little bit more odds for Finau. Does he break through here at the Masters? Jeremy, what do you think about Finau?
Finau is someone who I like a lot, and we're going to be talking about our horse betting in a little bit. But, I like him a lot. Why? He's played here a lot. You need experience at this course. He has just enough distance on his driver, but he's very accurate as well. I like his approach game. I love his putting.
He hit a hole-in-one in the pregame, the par 3
Par
thing.
3, yeah. But I love Finau. He's been on top of the leaderboard before. He was recently on it with Tiger Woods when Tiger Woods won in 19. I just like the experience Finau brings to the Augusta, and I like the way he plays this course.
Yeah, no, I like Finau too. I really do. Let's see here. So the long shot. This long shot is 12,000 plus 12,000, so basically it's 1,200 to 1.
I'll put $10 on that.
I would throw $5 on a long shot, and
What
this
is
is
10
what
10
I heard a
wins
few
you?
people talking about. This guy Jason Kokrak.
Rack of Coke.
Kokrak, all right, Mr. Kokrak. He's an American. He plays PXG stuff, sponsored by PXG. He's finished in the top 10 quite a bit this year. He's playing really well. Apparently, he's got a good putter. I don't know much about this guy. I've heard some people talk. I've heard 2 different places talked about him as being the long shot because of his most recent successes, because he's been cracking the top 10s lately, and people are saying he's a dark horse. I mean, apparently, if you got a good putter, this is where you want to take a crack at someone like this. You know, I say throw $10 on Brooksy, throw $10 on this guy just for shits and giggles. You know, it's gonna bring you off $1,200
Yep.
for $10.
I would do that. Yeah.
I mean, $100 gets you 12,000 if you want to get nutty. 6,000 for 50. You know, 1,200 for 10. I mean, for $10, and what the hell? You know, I mean, not for nothing. You know, you should really space out your bankroll a little bit.
What is 10
winning?
1,200.
100 wins
12,000. 10
12,000.
wins 1,200.
12,000 for $100.
10
That's
wins
fucking
1,200.
nuts. Yeah, $10. You know, $100 wins you 120.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're playing, and again, it's all relative. If you got a small bankroll, if you only have $100 to gamble with, right? Throw $25 on 2 people. Throw $50 on a couple of $10 each on 5 smaller people, and just ride it out. You know, get your top 7 who get a couple long shots in there, and if they hit, you hit. You know, you have fun. Makes it a little fun on Sunday. But yeah, so that's it. So we're gonna get into our picks. I also where'd you go this weekend? Tell everybody where you went this weekend.
So this weekend, for the first time in my life, I went to the Meadowlands to horse betting, and that inspired me. The way I was betting on my horses.
All right.
To bet.
How'd you do?
I didn't win shit.
You didn't win anything. You lost it all, right? You had a sign. Someone thought it was a sign.
I thought I was getting signs from the universe.
From the universe.
One of the horses was called See You in Nashville. I just came back from Nashville. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings that day, and one of the sandwiches were called Nashville, Tennessee Hot.
Okay. That's a typical thing. Go ahead.
And for the first time ever, the Nashville Predators hockey team were playing on a New Jersey station.
So you're sitting in Buffalo Wild Wings. You ordered the Nashville hot sauced wings.
Right.
You're watching the Nashville Predators. You just came back from Nashville, and the horse's name was
See You in Nashville.
See You in Nashville. So you went, you put some cash on it, and the horse came in 4th place.
Didn't even show.
Shit the bed. Didn't even show. All right, folks. So I got a good story. So when I was about, I would say about 16 years old, 15, 16, 17, right around that range. I was in high school. And my Uncle Sammy the Bull, the best guy in the world, right? Uncle Sammy was going to the horse the track, and he said, why don't you meet me at the track, right? So I'm like, all right. So he picks me up. I go to did I drive? I might have drove to the track, so I might have been 17. But anyway, either way, it's the first time I was ever at the track. illegally, because I think you got to be 18 to gamble at the track, or 21. I don't even know what the hell it is, but I was way under the age, whatever the age was. So I go to the track, right? And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had about, a couple dollars. I had maybe $50 or $100 on me that I took from my parents, and I went to the track. First bet I ever made was an exacta, right? I picked 3 horses. And here's how I picked my horses. And this is still to this day, this is how I picked my horses. I go through all the horses in the race. I look at the jockey. If the jockey's last name is Italian, or I think it's Italian, Italian-sounding last name, I put that horse in. Now, for this particular race, there were 2 horses that had what I thought were Italian last names. Then I was like, all right, I need one more horse, right, for this exacta. And I went with the best name of the horse. Right now, sometimes I usually pick one with middle odds, like 15-1, something so I could win a little bit of cash if they pull it out. But for this particular bet that I'm talking about, I bet the 2 horse jockeys that were Italian-sounding last names, and the next best, the horse with the best name of what was left. And I don't remember what it was, so don't ask. But those were the 3 horses. And I put like $25 or maybe $50 on. I put something like, whatever.
$2 wins you a lot of money, so I can only imagine how much money this is.
No, I put, you're right. So it was probably like $20, $25. It was something like that. And it hit. Win, place, and show. The first time I'm ever at the track. The first bet I ever made at the track. First time I ever saw the horses running around the damn ring. Literally.
First
hit
time
it.
betting.
Win, place, and show. Well, yeah. Yeah, first time like betting in a legal kind of environment, which really wasn't legal because I wasn't of age, but my uncle put the ticket in, right? Win, place, and show. 1, 2, 3. That $20 bet turned into $4,000. I remember going home that night with a stack of cash. My father, I go, Dad, I went to the track. He goes, yeah, how'd you do? He was expecting me to say I lost $50. When I took out an envelope full of cash, my father shit his pants. He goes, what? I'm like, I got it, Dad. I know what I'm doing over here with the fucking red. No, I didn't know what I was doing. Jeremy, I haven't won a goddamn horse race since.
Let's go to
not a horse race since the last 20-something years. I have not won a fucking horse race. The first bet I ever made at the track, I won. Haven't won a penny since. I'm not a fan of the track. I like going to the track, like the experience of the track, but I literally bet $5 now, $10 now, because I would rather, this has always been my thing, if I'm going to gamble, I want it to be on me.
Right.
I'm not a huge sports gambling guy. I throw some money. It's fuck around money. It's not real money. I'm not trying to get rich betting on golfers, right? I just want to make it a little bit interesting, right? So I bet small amounts. Even in football, when I gamble on football, now I know football better than anything else on planet Earth. I do really well when I gamble on football. So I up my limits a little bit more. I bet a little bit more money on pro football. But even that, if I'm not willing to lose that money, I don't bet that money. The only thing that I really like gambling on is myself.
Right.
Okay? I'll gamble myself on a golf course for high stakes. I'll gamble playing poker. Poker's my jam. That's how I paid for mortuary school, played a lot of poker down in Atlantic City. Poker, it's all me. It's my decision-making. Do I think he's weak? I could push, hit the pedal to the metal and go heavy and hard to try to get somebody to fold. If I'm wrong, I lose. It's on me. I make the decisions, and I basically, the better I am, the better my odds go up. All the other games in the casino, craps give you the best odds. Blackjack is good if you know how you're playing and nobody at the table screwing you up. But for the most part, it's all a crapshoot. It's all bullshit. If you're not gambling responsible, you need to call 1-800-GAMBLERS because you might have a problem, right? Only gamble when you could lose. And here's one thing. Gambling back in the day when you needed a bookie, right? When you were gambling on credit, that's when people got into a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. You bet you bet $100 on a couple games, you lose all 3 games. Then you're betting a lot more on the 4 o'clock games, you lose those. Now you're betting it all on Sunday night. You're going all in on Monday night. That's how you get in trouble. When they legalize sports gambling here in New Jersey, I know it's legal in Chicago now, in Pennsylvania, and a bunch of other states.
Michigan.
Detroit, yeah. Well, you're Michigan, right. So with all these states now that are legalizing sports gambling, they're doing it in a way a la Vegas, okay? Vegas was great for sports gambling, obviously, but when you go there, in order to place a bet, you have to have the money.
Right.
You have to give them the money. So if you lose, nothing happens. You lost the bet. okay? You can't go deeper into debt unless you have that cash.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit more controlled. I think a lot more people are betting now as just a way for entertainment, right? Put a little money on a game. You're watching the Final Four. By the way, did you see UCLA last week?
Yeah, it was.
Did you see how they lost? That was insane. I love UCLA. Has always been my school.
I'm going back to the Meadowlands tonight.
For the well, tonight it's
we got a whole bunch
shooting
of
on Monday.
We got baseball. We
got a lot of things going on. But I think that it's originally they were worried about people losing everything, and now they got smart to it. They're making money off of it. Yeah, we're running a little long here. We'll wrap it up here in a minute. We just got to talk about our ITL action. But yeah, no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it. I liked it that you could do it on your app at home. You only bet what you have in the account. You can't really get hurt. I mean, you could get hurt. Don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit more controlled, so that's good. So feel free to gamble, and if you got a problem, call me at 100 Gamblers.
How did we get there?
I have no. Oh, the track. We're talking about the track, about my first ever horse race bet, big winner. Haven't won since. So anyway, so here it is, folks. We're gonna wrap up this episode with this. Okay, we want a little interaction with the fans. We want you guys to get involved. We're gonna put together a package to give away to the winner of this. All right. So here's how you enter to win. Comment below on YouTube, okay, or call in the number if you want to call in number with your picks.
Comment.
But comment, mostly comment. Go ahead over to YouTube, go to this episode and comment below. We get the comments, right? You get the comments from all the iTunes, and if they comment on Spotify and all that other stuff, you'll check them. So wherever you're listening to us, do us a favor and comment your picks below, and the winner's going to get something. We're not sure what yet, but we have a couple of things that we're going to package together, and it'll be a nice win for somebody. I promise you that. So here's what you got to do. A la the horse racing, because Jeremy went for the first time to the horse track. We're going to have you pick 3 golfers, all right? Everybody's going to pick 3 golfers.
Wait, we have a whole sports book, so let's...
What do you mean whole sports book? What are you talking about?
We have different bets.
Yeah, no shit. I'm going through it. This is the first thing I'm talking about. Stop. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
You're going to give me your picks?
Yeah. Well, no. No.
Run through the book.
I'm going to run through it. So here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to comment below. You got to name us 3 golfers, okay? The first golfer that you list is your golfer to win. Who do you think is going to win? Okay? The second golfer you list is who do you think is going to place. And the third golfer you pick is going to be who do you think is going to show. So the horse betting is win, place, and show, first, second, and third. So the first 3 that you put, the first person's who you think is going to win, second place is going to be the second person, who you think is going to be in third place is the third person. Now, if you get any of them right, if you pick the winner correct, hopefully you put some money on it and win money in real life, but you're going to get 5 points for the winner. If you pick the correct second place golfer for the Masters, you're going to get 3 points. And if you pick the correct third place golfer, you're going to get 2 points. Okay, follow along.
You pick all 3, that's 10 points.
All 3 is 10 points, right? And I hope you put money on it in real life because that's a hell of a bet. Parlay that action together. The next step of it is there's going to be 5 over-unders. Okay, so you're going to have to write over or under 5 times. Here's the first one. Most eagles by an individual over the 4-day span. You don't have to pick the player. Just will somebody in the field of the 2021 Masters have more than 3.5 eagles?
You pick the player, 10 points.
Well, no players here. No players here. If any player in the field has 4 eagles and you said over, you get 2 points. If nobody has more than 3,
no points.
No, if nobody has more than 3 eagles and you said under, you get 2 points. Okay, so it's over under. It's 3.5. If you think more than 3.5, you say over. If you say less than, under. All right, you get 2 points for that. Next is the lowest 18-hole score. Again, by anybody, just the lowest 18-hole score in this year's Masters. The over-under is set at 65.5.
That's generous by that sports book.
So if you say over, right, you're saying somebody's going to shoot
66.
66.
No. 66.
Yes, over, right. If you're saying nobody's going to shoot a 65 or under, right? So there's that. So you got to say over under 65.5. The best score in the entire Masters, over under 65.5.
1 18-hole round.
one 18-hole round. You know, they have the first round, second round, third round, fourth round total. Any of those is 64 or 65, 64, 63, 62, 60. You want the under. Okay? Low 72-hole score. Plus minus over under 275 and a half. So if anybody has less than 275
and a half,
that's the under.
275 wins, 276 loses.
Correct. So if you say the under. If you say over, if everybody's over 276 or above, you get 2 points. If you say under, if anybody's under 275 or lower, you get the point. Okay? 2 points.
Follow along.
Yeah. This will be in the description below, so we'll recap this here for you. So the top driving distance average, we mentioned what it was last year in the show. All right, or last year. Earlier in the show, we mentioned what it was for last year's Masters. Plus minus 320.5, 320 and a half yards. So if anybody's average drive distance is
that seems low, bro.
More than 321, you say over. If they do it, you get 2 points. If you don't think anybody's going to average 320 or lower, you say under. You get 2 points.
What a generous sports book we are.
They're generous because you know what someone did last year. Okay? So low total putts. Low for total putts. 72 holes. The entire Masters. 106 and a half.
That seems high.
106 and a half.
It's really high.
If you say under, that means you think one player is going to have less than 106 putts. If you don't think anybody's going to have 106 total putts, and you think everybody's going to have 107 or more, you say over. If you get it right, 2 points. Now, what we don't think is going to happen, we don't think there's going to be a tie, but if there is a tie, the last thing you put on your comment is the winning score. Minus 13, minus 15, minus 8, minus 6, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Again, doesn't matter the player. Whoever's closer to the actual winning score will get the tiebreaker and will win the prize. So I'll run through real quick, one more time, real fast. You pick 3 golfers, first place, second place, and third place.
Win, play, show, Allah.
Most eagles by an individual, over under 3.5. Lowest 18-hole score, over under 65.5. Lowest 72-hole score, over under 275.5. Top driving distance average, over under 320.5 yards. Lowest total putts, 72 holes, over under 106.5 putts, and the winning score for the tiebreaker. Okay, so you got 5 over-unders, you got 3 golfers, and you got the winning score minus whatever you think it might be.
I may have to drop this episode sooner.
What do you mean?
I want all entries in before first tee on Thursday.
No, not really. I mean, look, the odds of somebody breaking one of these in the first round. Look, you have until Friday morning to put in your thing. If you want to put air it out Wednesday, that's fine. They'll get the alerts, and if not, they'll check back on Thursday, and it'll be there. So either way. So you have until Friday tee off.
You sure? That's generous again.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, honor system here. It's golf here. We got to be honest.
You can have like someone like Brooks Koepka, what he did in the PGA Championship. He just ran away with it early on Thursday. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just trying to protect that.
So we got to have to.
I'll say Thursday midday.
Thursday midday, that's not enough time. What if they won't watch the show until 1 o'clock in the afternoon? They're not going to be able to get involved in the action.
Thursday's too late.
If they're not watching our show, they're not watching that. I mean, the Masters coverage really doesn't start till 3 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. Yeah, you might be able to look up and say, hey, look, honor system. All right, folks, you have until Thursday at some point in time.
Thursday night. I'll give you Thursday night.
All right, you know what it is. We'll kind of give you the first round. If any of these things are broken on Thursday, we'll just exit all for everybody. We'll figure out a way to do it. We're not going to screw you. So, be honest, and put your picks in. Again, comment below on YouTube or, call it in. Call it in on the call-in number. Either way, let us know who your picks are. We'll have it in the description below in case you didn't follow, in case I confused anybody. It'll be very simple. Yeah, so that's it.
You're going to give me your win-play show?
My win-play show. Yeah, good idea. All right, so for me, win-play show is I'm going to go with Rahm in third.
Woo!
No.
Ah.
No. Reed in third.
Ah.
Reed will show because he shows in majors. Wow. Rom might
Now
be
I'm pumped,
fourth.
baby.
Rom might be fourth. I got to go Reed because Reed is my guy. Reed to show. Spieth to place.
Ooh.
Spieth, he's playing so good right now. Back-to-back is hard. Spieth to place.
Here's your winner.
And DJ to win.
No fucking way.
Yeah, DJ back-to-back. Back-to-back
way.
Masters for DJ.
What's harder, back-to-back weeks or back-to-back tournament majors? Well,
I mean,
Brooks did it.
They're fucking all hard.
Brooks
So
did
I'm
it.
going to go DJ.
Brooks
All right,
did
this
it.
is Ron. I'm going to go DJ to win, Spieth to place, and Reed to show. What do you got?
Finau to show.
Finau. All right.
JT to place.
JT to place. And your winner is
Take a wild guess.
Brooksy. You still going Brooksy?
Yeah, I have to. I
All
said
right.
it 6 weeks ago. I have to stand by it.
You did. All right, so there you have it, folks. I think it's going to be DJ back-to-back Masters. Spieth coming in second, Reed coming in third, and Jeremy, the producer, goes Brooks Koepka to win, JT to place, and Finau to come in third. Folks, enjoy your Masters weekend. We appreciate you joining with us. Do us a favor, subscribe if you're not already. Thanks to our friends over at Golficity and everybody else. Do us a favor, as always. Keep it inside the leather!